Hello everybody. So, I'm going to waste my time for a little bit. Now the M is not really a problem in English because it's the same as in Spanish. The problem that I have sometimes with students, but normally little ones, sometimes older ones too, is that you don't pronounce it. For example, when we say the first day, what's your name? So my name's, you have to make an N there, N's. Sometimes my name's, like, it sounds like an N because you don't put your lips together, but normally it's quite easy because it's like Spanish. Okay, so many men make money. It's nothing special about it. Many men make money. Just hear this expression, you make money. Normally when you're an artist or YouTuber, then you make money. If you have a salary, okay, if you're employed by someone, then you earn money. But make money is when you generate money. And there's a song which is make money, don't let the money make you. One of these rappers. You can think about it whether you understand that. So you go to page 108. I have lots of pages here. Now you have some sentences here. Okay, we're going to look. If you look up there, you see ing and ed participles. It's like gerundio and participio pasado in Spanish, I think you call it. So you can make the combinations that you want, but notice, okay, that you have ing, the participle. Okay, it's like the active one. So make whatever you need. Then we'll discuss these in class next week. What is a blind date? You can't see, you don't know who you are meeting. I don't know if this happens. I've never done it, so I don't know how common this is. Dating websites like Darling or Match.com, I think. No, Darling, eDarling, I don't remember. They appear on television, so or they used to appear. Perhaps not so much now. Okay. I notice some words: judge, appearances. Now, in these three, are these people doing the action? Yes. Okay. People who marry, people who use. Okay. So when you use the ing participle, it is active. When you use the ed participle, or if it's regular, the third form. If it's irregular, the third form, then it's passive. Understand? So just remember this. This is the form used for passive. Ing, like when you are using the continuous form, is active. So now look at these two sentences. I mean, three participles, two sentences. So look again. Which of these have an active meaning and which ones have a passive meaning? Which participles underlined? 3, 2, 1. You can stop this very easy. Okay, passive, active. What I told you. Ed is like the passive, the form they use for passive. So if you remember that, lovers destined to be together. So they don't do the action. It's like passive. Now highlight this destined to be together because it's in the exam of this unit in a writing exercise, and normally people don't get it, or hardly anyone gets it. Now dates back to this. So research carried out. Did they research to the action? No, the professor did the action. So passive. People believing in romantic destiny. So okay, the people do the action of believing. Okay, so what I told you before. Now, why do we use this? Which is the whole point here, is to shorten the sentence. Now, if you look at these sentences convey the same idea, but they are a bit longer. So try to notice how the past or the present participle have changed here. Okay, how the structure has changed. So stop the video. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Who are destined? So what's shorter? Destined to be together, or who are destined to be together? I know it's a difficult question. You can use my fingers if you need to count. Okay, so the other one is shorter. So normally in English, they tend to shorten the sentences as much as possible, even making them wrong. Okay. Research, again, when it is passive, this can be omitted. Okay. Research carried out by the professor, and people who believe. Now you have to be careful. This is very easy. You understand? Because this is passive, you leave the form. And you don't need to change the form. However, when it is active, people who believe, then you have to make the change. People be leaving, ing, so you have to be careful. Sometimes it's easy because it's people who are playing tennis. Look at those people playing tennis. Okay, so there you already have the ing, but normally if you have an active form, you will have to change the verb. Okay, so these are the changes that can happen. The relative pronoun and verb to be disappear, so nothing else changes, and here the pronoun disappears, and you also have to put the ing form. I think it's very easy. Okay, now you have to decide. Number one, ing or ed. If it's ing, you have to change the verb. If it is ed, you have to omit the relative pronoun and verb to be. Now, how do you know which one it is? Remember, active. The person, the subject does the action, the subject receives the action. So the woman who leaves, does she do the action? Yes, so the woman leaving. She's a kind-hearted woman who bests. Does she do the action of besting with energy? Yes. Okay, so this is active. Okay, so do the rest. Okay, remember again, ed. Okay, and when it is active, ing, you have to change the verb. Sometimes you may not. Okay, like for example, number 3, you already have ing. So fantastic. So ready? 3, 2, 1. Make sure you've done it, and make sure you use a red pen to correct it. And make sure you correct things well. Sometimes I take your books and I find that there are many things that you didn't correct properly. So obviously this is affecting you. But this is the same as if you were in class. If you're in class and you're not listening and you don't correct it properly, you're not going to be learning much. Ready? So besting, it's active, which was developed. Is this active or passive? Passive. So you need the passive one. Developed. While we were playing, active or passive? Active. So you can say playing tennis or while playing tennis. You can say both. Which is cut. Does the hair do the action? No, so passive. So cut, very short. Which was painted, active or passive? Passive. So paint, just paint it. I find it very easy. Anyone who meets, do the person, do these people or anyone do the action? Yes, so anyone meeting her. In which she designs, does she do the action? Is it active or passive? Active. So she has a job designing clothes. This is ridiculously easy. Now, there are other uses of ing and ed. So it's not only to substitute a relative clause. Okay. So you have some examples. Eating, disappointed, chatting, deciding. You have to match these participles, present or past participles, to when they are used. Okay, you don't have it here, but for example, after preposition, what happens after preposition? Ing. Okay, so that will be one of the uses of the present. Okay, present participle. After preposition, ing. So make sure you've done it. 3, 2, 1. I like ing. So after some verbs, you just put ing because it's what it is. Okay. After conjunctions, like after, and write down here prepositions. Okay. So number 2. Sorry, number 3. After. So after, before, or before going to the beach. This appears in the final test for this book. You have this. Before going to a gym, I had dinner. I had dinner before going to the gym. Okay. Before ing. It's true you can say before I went to the party, before you go to the party, before you leave. Maybe you want to specify who does the action. Now, when it's the subject of a sentence in Spanish, we use the infinitive. In English, the ing is used. Okay, running is good for you. So running is a subject. Correr es in Spanish it's infinitive. In English, ing. And when it's an adjective, you don't need to make it so difficult. I'm tired. That's the third form. I'm bored. And I know this is boring. So boring is an adjective. So not all the adjectives and all the verbs, but very often you can make the adjective from the verb. Okay, so I was disappointed because your work is a bit disappointing. Ing. So no problems. This is just for you to realize, but I don't think, other than this one, which I tell you very often, this is common sense. Now you have to complete these sentences using the correct form of these verbs. Notice that if you put the ing, this one is irregular. Aging, traveling also has double L, having the E disappears, the rest, if you put, well, whatever you put is double N. Plan, you have this in there. No, I have been planning this in unit 6, I think. No, unit, I don't know which one is it. Unit 4, the one of past perfect. I have been planning this since I did something. Okay, so choose the correct one with the meaning. Notice this is feel. I'm feeling tired, and feel is complete something, you know, with water. So first the meaning, and then make sure you use the correct form, ing or ed or the irregular form. Ready? So make sure you've done it. I'm going to show you the answers in 3, 2, 1. I'll do one at a time, so if you make a mistake, you can stop it and try to correct it. Okay? So, aged just, okay? Con la edad de, aged just 19. It felt like, so after like, ing. Now, what are you going to, off a cliff? This is un acantilado, so like, jumping, ing. Filled with, because it's with. Yeah, filled with. Remember, it's like covered with. It's passive, but it's filled with, covered with. I remember feeling sick. Okay, by yourself makes it. So traveling by yourself, ing. Notice you have some words here so much easier. By planning the trip. Okay, planning, I told you double N. Bit of having, you have total, this is a collocation, you have control. Insist on, preposition, notice this, insist on, and solo trip, a solo trip. I'm going to tell my wife, see if she agrees, if I can go on a solo trip. Okay, so escaping for the solo trip is the solo. You can fly solo, is what you have there is fly without a co-pilot. So after getting married, after preposition, we become too used to the, now this is the adjective that modifies reaction. Okay, so the shocked reaction that we get, so people feel shocked. Okay, so easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's it. So number 7, take some notes for these questions, which we'll discuss next week, and I will have sent you some more work. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.